Hello everyone, Corn here. Welcome to my channel. I need to first start off by saying that this video is for persons 18 years old or older. And I also need to say that Judy, whose YouTube channel is My Scrapbook Loft, if you want to be surprised, then you might need to say bye-bye now. Now, if you do not, if you'd like to see, what we're doing, and a surprise isn't important to you, then by all means stay. I've always said that because some people want to see the person working. So, first off, I was working on this for a while, and then my Echo Park paper came in, and the paper that I did Norma Lisa's album out of came in, and I was like, ew. So I had to put this aside for a while. And I'm going to do a project share with this. This is a journal. This isn't an album because everybody knows that Judy, who is my Scrapbook Loft, Judy, when it comes to scrapbooks, oh my lands, if you ever go to her lives on Tuesday night and watch her put her scrapbooks together, I promise you, you will sit there with your mouth hanging open like I do going, whoa. I mean, they are beautiful. She has a way with color and design and everything. So, but I will show this in a project share because, as you see, I'm not finished. I'm not going to put a lot on the front this time. I will put some lace or something here on the binding, but this has to go down. That hadn't been adhered yet. Yeah, it's called, remember, the paper pad itself was called Grandma's Garden. And so there's bees in the garden. There's bunnies in the garden. I'm so mad because our bunnies, they're just beautiful wild brown bunnies. They're coming and munching on some of the sunflowers because they're tender. And so Hansom's like, those bunnies better leave my sunflowers alone. I said, let them eat. But anywho, so I'll show this later when it's finished. It's almost finished. I also made, remember in, I think it was last week's Craft With Me, we made these little, I call them containers. I showed this one goes to Judy, and then I made this one last night. And in the wee hours of the morning this morning, this one is filled with, yes, the little, I'll take this one from the back, the little tiny envelopes with the stationery inside. And, butterflies are in the gardens too, and ladybugs and all that stuff, but ladybugs, unless they're pink, don't match this. So, so I usually like to put a teeny, tiny little sticker or something right here, but my butterfly stickers that I got from Michael's, that, what are they, Craft On or something like that, they weren't small enough. I need teeny, tiny. So what I thought we'd do today, oh, and this also goes with it. Did I show y'all these huge paper clips? Now this is more of a corally pink with see the glitter in it, but that's pink. So I thought I'd add that to it in case she wants to put that anywhere or put it on something else. But I thought today we would work, I know we've done this many times before, but we work on the card. And because last night on the live, even Judy said, a lot of people are saying, and even on Donald's live said the same thing. And I've heard Mitch say the same thing. They said, cards, I don't do a lot of cards because I find it difficult. Well, I understand that, but remember I started out with pocket letters a few years back. not tons. What was it, 2.5 now or 3, something like that. And to me, each pocket in the pocket letter is like a little card, you know. You just didn't fold it over. Was it ATC? You know. So, and also when you get a pocket letter that has them, you can take the ATC out and place it on your card, or even put dimension to it with your foam and stuff. Anyway, I like doing cards. I think they're fun, and this, especially with this one, because, and this is what I did a die cut here for the inside for me to write Judy on. But this one kind of lent itself to make a super easy card. Because look at the paper, y'all. Even the, you know, they've worked it out so if you do make it a card, this is from the UK, you know, got it off Amazon. If you do that, see, it's up where it's supposed to, you know, it's perfect to make a card with. This is 8x8 paper, and the only thing I did is, I'll show y'all, this ended up being 5.5, okay, across, and I cut it. So I thought, well, let's put this on the inside. And you don't even need to do this, y'all. You don't need to put a die cut in there. You can put a large punch in there. You can do all sorts of stuff. You don't have to do this. But I wanted to this time. I don't always do it. So it's just a matter of, and here's the other thing, y'all. I do the same thing. I try to make it just so and put it in the middle, do this, do that, and the other. But at the same time, you and I both know that if somebody has created something for you, perfection does not have to enter into it. Is the crafter going to try to make it perfect? Sure. Is it necessary? I don't know about y'all, but it's not necessary with me, because a lot of us work when we're exhausted. A lot of us work on projects, especially now because of everything that's going on in the world. And so perfection, although I will say this, Judy does she does do perfect crafts. Me, not so much. So, okay, but I do try. But you know, I was raised, one of my parents said, if you don't do it perfectly, don't do it at all. So I, you know, that's in the back of my head. But all of us do know when we really are free to create whatever we want. You know what I mean? When we don't put any boundaries on ourselves, you and I both know you usually come up with something prettier. You know? I think, in case y'all are wondering, I'm trying to save my Fabri-Tac has the bubble coming out. So what I did is I opened a new one. I'm trying to use up the old ones, but not for certain things because I don't like that bubble. But what I did, y'all, is I put this back, trying to, so it wouldn't, you know, give me my bubble in a hurry. And because I don't like it at the end of Fabri-Tac when that bubble just won't go away, and it's so clippity cloppity. And then I get glue on my fingers, and then glue everywhere. This happened in my project, in my journal. I was like, where did that glue come from? It was my daggone hands. So what we're gonna do, I'm trying to get this as close to the center as I'm supposed to, or as I can. So let's see what happens here. And yes, I love this color pink. How y'all doing today? It is hot as Hades here. And I hear that it's kind of that way all over the States. It's just really hot. And if you're from someplace else, Tell us what's happening in your neck of the woods. Okay, right about here. Now then what happens is I gotta make sure, because remember I have issues with anything straight. Okay, and then we'll do a little rock and roll in here. You gotta sing like that, you know. It helps. It helps the glue adhere. Okay, so, and remember I did a few things already because, you know, it's gonna take me forever anyway. So I thought we would put our lace down first, but I have to see where I want it. Let's see. Do I want it here? Because then we're going to place this over. Oops. Eek. I should have marked it. It would save time. That's a little too. How about there? And then we're going to do this one. And you know how normally you would have it like frame it? I didn't want to frame it this time. And then this is me thanking Judy for being so kind and loving and supportive. So, how about so? How's that look, y'all? We might try to tweak a few things, but normally I would make like the little fishtail here and here and all that stuff, but I don't know. Well, I might still do that. I don't know. I kind of like it is, and maybe put a little something here and here. Ooh. Let's see this. A little applique. That's kind of cute, isn't it? That comes from, I think I showed y'all this before. This trim I got off of Amazon. It is flat, which helps a great deal. Let's see, y'all. Let's see if we like it. That's the thing. If we don't like it, we will just save it for later. Somebody else to get it. Let's see here. Alright. This has two little strings that need to go. Sorry about all the fans and stuff, everybody, but I need them. I need them bad. That's kind of cute, isn't it? Or should we have this one instead? Those two are awfully close. Let's see. Oops. I love it that everybody has their own opinion. Some people back home right now watching saying, Corn, don't do that. Don't do it. I don't think I'm going to need this little knob here. Let's see. Okay. What y'all think? Do we go like so? Sorry. Got a little string on it. How about like that? Get off fancy with it. We could even overlap like so, couldn't we? Yeah, we'll do something like that. Okay. So first we're going to put our lace down. I should have glued that already, y'all. I'm sorry. I wanted to do this before it got too darn hot, you know? Oh, now see, with taking everything off, I just want to make sure that's where I want it. Eek. I want it down too. So, right about there. And what I'm going to do, just to make sure that I don't mess it up, I'm going to mark it. I don't want to mess it up. I went ahead and got some Elmer's craft glue that said that they were wonderful with fabric and stuff, and I'm like, okay. Got it off of, got it at Walmart. You know how you can order your, it's very thick though, y'all, look at that. How you can order your groceries and then just go, they shop for you. Handsome goes and picks it up. Handsome's working hard. He's back. Remember, he's been at home, working from home for over 4 months. And like maybe even over 5 months. And this is his first day back. And it's going to be different, I can tell you that. Now you can put this on your paper, as many people do. I don't, but you know what I mean. You can just put it directly on your paper, your glue. You don't have to do like I'm doing. Y'all, ooh wee, it's warm here. And no, we don't have central AC. All right. So we got this going. I'm gonna go ahead. Well, I don't want it to move around any. Maybe I'll put it on the bottom. Maybe I'll leave the bottom alone. We'll see. All right, a Rooney. Now, how about this? I'll go ahead and glue. I think I'll leave the white alone. You know how I normally go around it with a Tombow marker? I did that with my thank you. I think I'll leave that alone. Leave the little white edge. I kind of like it. And what we'll do here, let's just put that there. And do I want this? Yes, because it at least gives me a little time to figure out where I want wood. So what you all up to today? You're more than welcome to tell me in the comments below. Or if you like corn, I don't feel like talking about it. That's fine too. It's all good. Now, let me try to get some of that glue off my fingers. You know how some people I just eyeball it, and I don't eyeball diddly squat. I mean, I have to. some stuff, but I mean, I'm like, I don't know how to eyeball it. I think it makes for a better craft with me. It makes for a lot quicker. But this is how I do it. Okay. So then this is next. Y'all, I have a bandana on to help me deal with this heat, but I can tell y'all this. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And I hear y'all right now saying, Corn, you probably look like a hippie. Well, remember how old I am. But I was never a hippie. I had many hippie friends, to be honest. True hippies are cool with you not doing certain things. Hippie wannabes still try to talk you into doing stuff that you don't want to do, if you know what I'm saying. I was blessed, very blessed, to have some wonderful friends that were true hippies. They loved me for me. They didn't give a rat's behind if I didn't do certain things. They were like, who cares? Leave her alone. That's a true hippie. Very laid back and loving. Let's see. Now, that's right about where I wanted, isn't it? Maybe just a little tiny bit over. Like so. All right. Oh, I got glue on these. Let's do art glitter glue for this to go down. And all of us know art glitter glue, at least not for me, there's not a lot of wiggle room. I don't know, if you get wiggle room with it, then bless your heart. You're better than me. Okay. Now, we said we wanted, well, I guess we should cut the sides first. That might look better. Let's see here. And let it just flow across the desk. I hope I'm in frame, y'all. If I'm not, I apologize, but I have very bad eyesight. And things have to get close to me. Alrighty. So, we got this, we got this. Let's see what's happening here. What you think about that? That would have to go in a little bit more. What you think? I kind of like it. We got lace, we got applique, and several layers of paper. It's not elaborate, but I think it looks like Grandma's garden. Plus, this, you don't want to mess with this. You know what I mean? This is beautiful artwork. That's another thing. There's certain things you really don't need to mess with a whole lot. Don't you all agree? Like, it's really pretty on its own, just a few little goodies. And I'm not just saying that so you can make a card that's easier for you. I just think sometimes that's how it should be, you know? It's pretty all on its own. Okay. So we're going to cover up. We're going to get close enough, let's put it that way, to cover up. I got a string on, glue string, okay? Then we'll do the same over here. Y'all would laugh. I've got 3, count them, 3. Of course, 2 are little. Fabri-Tac containers, because they hardly have any glue in them at all. And I want them, let's see, whoa, too close. And I want to use all of that glue up. Let me make sure, y'all. Okay. Yeah, I had gotten way too close. Maybe even a little further. There we go. Yeah. Okay, that's better. Now, the only other thing, let's see how we're doing time-wise. Oh my mercy. Y'all probably thinking, Corn, that's why I don't like to do cards, because it's already 26 minutes in. But, y'all, this is a very simple. We're not talking about really fancy die cuts and layers and all of that. So, but one thing I always do, as y'all know, and this poor punch is about had it, y'all, because I've been doing it for 2 years. It's from the Paper Studio. It is a 2-inch punch, and I try to get a color that will, you know, look good on the back, and I can sign it. That's a little different one. Let me see here. I think this is the paper I used. Yep, we're right on that one. So, let's do this. And that's another thing we were talking about on the live last night, is just some great things you can do with your punches alone. I mean, there's just so many things, not just ephemera and stuff like this, but just some wonderful things that you can do. And what I do when it comes to signing things and stuff is with my Tombow markers that Handsome got for me. I usually go around them, not all the time, but to find out what markers look good, look best on what, is I will take a scrap. This isn't one, but I'll take one that I sometimes even take it out of the recycling bin, and because little teeny pieces we recycle, and just mark on it, you know, like so. See, that's still showing up real light, but you know what I mean. When you're going this color on another color, some things look better. Now, one that we would go, let's see, if we want to go, whoa, boy, that's bright. If we want to see what that looks like on it, see? That's how that shows up. Now, is this too light and this too dark? Because there's not a whole lot in between. There is a sage green, but I think that I tried that earlier and it shows up really dark, if I'm not mistaken. No. Let's do the sage one, because this I love. How yummy is that? That looks like it would be perfect, but it's too light. Wait a minute, before we do the sage, check this out. What if we do over our other lines? You know, that makes it darker. Because for the, excuse me, for the journal, I did this one. And it came out like so. But that looks like I got something on it. And we all know if it looks like we got something on it, we're going to end up putting like a teeny tiny little gold flower there or something, which is what I'll probably have to, I don't know. It looks like I got it wet, like that's not cool, is it? Not cool at all, but I'll do something like that, then put little stickles in the middle. You know how we do. We might make a mistake, but we'll finagle it. We'll work on it. Okay. I think I am going to do the sage one. Let's see what that looks like. If we don't like it, we'll do another one. So with this tip, I use, like I said, I'll go around the edges. And these, since the paper is solid, of course, you don't have to do that at all. I'm just trying to give it like a little slight border so that when I put my letters down, and then on this end, and this is number 192, and the one I really love is 243. And so what I do is just put it on my mat where all points have a line. I don't know if that makes any difference in my head, but that's what I do. You know what I mean? If I'm like, I have to have it that way. Then I try to get fancy with the corn part. There. And if you wanted to bring this out, you know what I mean? If you wanted it to have like a little border, you would tilt your marker like so to give it a border. And then, well, let's leave that out in case I want to use it on something else. And then we're just going to flip this over. And again, try to center it from this grid here. Ooh, I'm covering up those darling flowers. At least you've got that lavender berry there, though. And sometimes I put little butterflies and stuff like that around just to, you know. Oh, bees, yum. Bees. Bees love flowers too, you know. I learned a long time ago to get that glue in those little pointy places. They've got to stay. Damn. Alright. And I've taken up enough of y'all's time. I will probably, like I said, do some bees or butterflies around or something like that. But I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. And I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye-bye, everybody. Take good care.